it will be about Oliver, but it's a new chapter in his evolution, and so we won't be looking back so much as we'll be looking forward to who he's going to become and what his relationships are going to be like going forward from the last 3 seasons. We're kind of closing those 3 chapters and opening a new one.
That was great. That's really good. You wouldn't tell us you've never done this before.
Never done it.
Once the show's established, you usually have a little bit more leeway to be to start thinking out of the box and explore and experiment. What can we expect with the new season? Where are you going?
You know, it's funny. I don't know if I think about it in terms of exploring or experimenting. I mean, certainly, 4 seasons in, you're always looking to top yourself. I think, season 3, we did some really, really crazy things. And what I really like about season 4 is it's going to have its normal twists and turns, but I don't think it's as, sort of crazy tune storytelling like we were doing, in season 3, where just these plot twists were just coming at you. So it was like an orgy of plot twists towards the end. But I think the show, like Wendy said, it's a new beginning. It's a new. I wouldn't call it it's a new. It feels like a new show, not a brand new show, but definitely feels like the show is evolving, as all shows should do to stay fresh and current and new.
In season 3, Barry told Oliver that he could do more good as Oliver Queen in the Arrow. Is that something we'll see explored more in season 4? Him doing good without the mask?
Absolutely. I mean, one of the things we want to do is kind of go back to the model we had in season 1, where we have Oliver. We call it Oliver in a Suit stories, and I'm not going to give away how we're going to be doing that, but rest assured that Oliver is going to have go back to having a public persona and splitting his time between being the Arrow and doing that, and we'll get a lot of the fun of those kind of stories out of that.
What about the flashbacks? It seems like we're getting awfully close to the beginning of the story that we saw, and so what happens when the flashbacks kind of...
We talk about that a lot. It's come up, Wendy, Greg, and I have had conversations about it. Stephen and I have had conversations about it. We have a game plan. We have a game plan. But what we're doing this year with the flashbacks, I think, is really going to surprise people. People I do not think are going to see what's coming.
Excellent.
What is it about Neil McDonough that sort of said Damien Dark?
Interesting question.
Well, for one thing, it's for us. It started with we just needed an amazing actor. Like, we needed someone who commanded the screen, who could, with Matt Nable and John Barrowman and Manu Bennett, the bar is set really high. So we needed someone who could play at or above that level. And in Neil, we found someone who has, you'll pardon the pun, the darkness, and can project that menace that we need in a great villain. Because it's cliche, but it's true. Your hero is only as good as your villain. And one of the things we're doing this season, which is really awesome, is unlike previous seasons where we've waited halfway through the season in order to put our big bad on stage, you're going to get Neil McDonough as Damien Dark right from jump. And he is just he also brings a level of professionalism and passion that is very rare in all my years in the business. Like, he is already eat, sleeping, and breathing this character and embodying him, and has an incredible take. And people are in for a treat.
What could you say about the theme for the upcoming season? Is it new or?
The theme for the season, well, a couple things. Exploring the idea of magic, but also we're really exploring the idea of family. And what does it mean, not just the Team Arrow family, but the Queen family and Diggle's family, Felicity's family. We'll be expanding the universe, or the characters, to see what those people are like when they go home, and seeing what their lives are like outside the Arrow Cave, and also what does it mean to be part of a family, and the differences between found family and biological family, and what does that mean to each of our characters.
Will we be seeing more flashbacks from other characters' point of views, like the Felicity or Diggle flashbacks we've seen in the past?
Yeah, we're definitely going to... We've had success with those sort of... even when we were in Hong Kong, we called them non-island flashbacks. We'll definitely be doing that this year, but a little bit later in the year than we, did last year. I think, one of the things we sort of realized was we got off the Hong Kong story a little too soon by flashing back outside of that storyline without before it had a chance to really take root. So my instinct is that the first the non-Oliver flashback will be in episode 408 probably.
Are we going to continue to see Arrow and Flash crossovers, I assume?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Those
yes.
work and they're fun, and I think Barry and Steven have great chemistry. They were just fun episodes.
How is that going to work with Legends? How are all the shows going to hook in together, and where is Legends going to play out, like in the time frame with how these shows are going?
I suspect we'll announce. We'll answer a lot of that at tonight's panel. So I'm going to sidestep that question.
We won't tell anybody till then. We promise.
Honestly, we won't say anything.
How is it different now, writing going to season 4 versus when the show started? What's been a major change, if there have been any, from where you thought the show might go to where it is now?
Well, I think at least for me, having been there from first season, from the jump, I will say, I think at the beginning we conceived it as being more procedural, and it's definitely, we moved away from that very quickly. But one of the things that we've discovered that I think really works is making sure that whatever Oliver's going through emotionally really speaks to the action, and that's really what we work for in every episode. And that is evolved, but is pretty much the core of what we do.
Season 3 spent a relative amount of time in the present Starland outside of Starling City. Will we see more of that, or will we be learning more about the city and maybe the class dynamics of the different parts of the city?
Definitely spending a lot more time in the city. This year, every year we strive to make the city a character in the ensemble. I think this year we're really going to do it. Like the intentions we've always gone into each season, I think, are really getting played out here in season 4.
Are there going to be any new regular locations within the city or elsewhere that you can tease? Like places like the Foundry or somewhere else?
Well, Foundry's kind of compromised, so it won't be the Foundry.
I don't know.
So is there a replacement for the Foundry?
There
Might be.
They're working out a Big Belly Burger.
One more question.